I'll go to switch 1. The earlier ones are gone. Okay, this is 0/1 and 0/2. So I'll go to interface, fast Ethernet, I'll take the range. Fast Ethernet 0/1 space hyphen space 2. I'll say switch port, mode, trunk. Channel protocol, LACP. Channel group, let's say 1, mode. It was active, let's say passive. And I'll give no shutdown here. I'll go back to this switch. And the port channel is also up. Okay. Now I'm in switch 2. Switch 2, I think it is 7 and 8. Interface, range, fast Ethernet 0/7 space hyphen space 8. Switch port, mode, trunk. Channel protocol, PAGP. Channel group 2, mode, let's say active, desirable. And it is connected to 5 and 6 on switch 3. Interface, range, fast Ethernet 0/5 space hyphen space 6. Switch port, mode, trunk. Channel protocol, PAGP. Channel group 2, mode, auto. No shutdown. I'll go to this switch and I'll give no shutdown. Yes, the port channel 2 is also up. I'll exit out. Just to confirm on this switch, because 2 port channels are on, I'll just give show ether channel summary. It says that it is capital S, capital U. Capital S is layer 2 and capital U means it's up, right? P means it is in the port channel. So this switch, it's over. I'll come back to this switch 3 and 4 now. I'll exit out. I'll go to interface, range, fast Ethernet 0/3 space hyphen space 4. Switch port, mode, trunk. Channel protocol, PAGP. Channel group 3, let's say mode, desirable. I'll go to switch 1, it is 3 and 4. Interface, range, fast Ethernet 0/3 space hyphen space 4. Switch port, mode, trunk. channel protocol PAGP, channel group tree mode auto, no shutdown, it's up. I don't have to check here, it will be up. Now my ether channels done, and next thing is I plan to do, I have already given the host names, fine. Now I'll start with the username and passwords. Okay, now according to the question, I need to have a username Cisco, password is Cisco123, and enable mode password should be India, and it should be encrypted. Enable mode password should be encrypted. That means it should be a secret. I'll go to one of the switches. Let's say I'll go to this switch. Username, it's Cisco. Password, Cisco123. Enable secret capital India. I'll go to line VTY 0 / 4. I'll say login local. I'll also say logging synchronous, and executive timeout, let's say 0 / 0. I should change it after the configurations are over. I'll exit out. Again, I'll look at my to-do list. I have to give an IP address and default gateway. Now this IP address will be from this management VLAN. Okay, I'll give 172.16.100.2 for the first switch. Okay, interface VLAN 1, no shutdown, IP address 172.16.100.2, 255.255.255.240, correct? Okay, and also I'll give a default gateway 172.16.100.1. I have not yet configured that. We will be doing it when I go to the router. I have given IP address default gateway. I have worked on line VTY. No IP domain lookup. Let me finish this. So I'll say no IP domain hyphen lookup, and also I need to create the VLANs, right? So I'll say VLAN 10 name HR, VLAN 20 sales, 30 IT. I'll just put a show running configuration and I would like to see. Okay, I want to go to line VTY. Okay, default gateway is VLAN 1 IP address, line VTY. Fine. Now I'll open my super powerful notepad. and to make my life little easier, I'll copy and paste. Of course, this I have to do it. Okay, sorry. Because all other, I may use TerraTerm or SuperPutty or Secure CRT. On all those things, if I highlight it, it gets copied. If you are working in GNS3, you will know that. If you highlight it, it will get copied. That's why, I'm not used to putting, right click and copy. It was enable secret India, right? Fine. Then I have to be very, very careful here. There should be only one gap. Okay. Done. I will go down. Okay, this is, I have to, it is a, I forgot about the switches 5 to 15, so I'll just finish it on at one go. So these are the things I have done in the switch, right? Anything else I have done? Why? 172.1600.2. Okay, let us go and check what is given.
Is it same for the next?
For the next switch, I'm not going to copy paste it, right? I'll change here. I'm going to change here. But anything else is left. That's what I'm trying to ask you. Anything else? Yes, of course. I'll go to the notepad and why not I finish VLAN 10, name HR, exit, that's all, right? And for the next switch, I'll put in 100.3. Okay, These are the things I have to do. That's all I think, right? Okay, I'm copying it. I'll go to this switch. Done. Right? And for this switch, done. Just to check, I'll say telnet to maybe switch 1. Switch 1 is having 172.1600.2 as the IP address. 172.16.100.2. Of course, it is working, right? So if one switch is working, all other switches are working. So up till this, everything is correct then. Now I have to go to the ports and simply start, give them this one. So this is HR1, this is 0/5. Fine. Now I'll go to the configuration mode. I'll go to interface, fast Ethernet 0/5. I'll say switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 10. Then what all I'll give? Spanning tree port fast, switch port security, switch port security, MAC address sticky, switch port security maximum 1. This is the default behavior. Maximum 1 is the default behavior. Once you start port security, maximum is 1. Switch port security, and the violation will be shut down. Right? Right. There is one more way of copying it. I can give the history command. Correct or not? Copy. Paste it. Of course, no shutdown. And of course, I'll just put exit. I'll also give no shutdown and exit. Okay, let us see switch port mode access VLAN 10, and what I have to change, only thing I have to change here is the VLAN numbers. So let us go to the diagram, and this is the sales guy, and it is 0/6, and it is VLAN 20. So I'll go to interface fast Ethernet 0/6. It is VLAN 20. So I have already gone there, so need not copy the one. The third one is 0/7, and it is a IT guy. Copy. Done. Do show VLAN. It's working. Show. Do show. It is telling port security 0/567 are there. Okay. Already they have IP address. We will have some problem here. Already they have the IP address because I have taken it from somebody else. So I'll be having some problem. That's fine. It's okay. We'll handle that when it comes. Okay. Now I'll go to this switch. There is sales guy and he's on 0/1. Hey, exit out, exit out. I was in the switch 1 here. Okay, so 0/1 is a sales guy. 0/1 is a sales guy. Correct? (0/2) is a IT guy. 0/2 is a IT guy. Done. 0/4 is a HR guy. (0/4 is a HR. Or we can do it, we can finish it off in one go. (0/5 is a sales guy. Right? And 0/, where is my, okay, it is 30, right? Done. See, it is so easy. How much time did it take? I was speaking also, I was doing also. Right, so otherwise I could have finished in half of the time. This is over. What else is left? We have finished everything in the switches, the layer 2. Right, but yes, spanning tree is left. Right, PBST. Fine. So if I go back to my notes, switch 1 should be the root for VLAN 10. Now who is he? He is switch 2. I'll go to the configuration mode. Switch 2 should be the VLAN for other root for other VLANs, right? So except 10 and 20, what is left? VLAN 1 and 30, right? So just let us first of all see what is the scenario here. Show spanning tree. So spanning tree. He is not the root, at least that is for sure, right? He is not the root. So I'm in switch 2. No, that's written as switch 1, but this is switch 2 actually, correct? And switch 2 should be the VLAN for switch should be the root for other VLANs. I'll go to the configuration mode. I'll say spanning tree VLAN 1 root primary, and spanning tree VLAN 30 root primary. Done. I may just save it in case, and I'll go to switch 1. Switch 1 should be the root for VLAN 10. Spanning tree VLAN 10 root primary. Just I'll save it. I'm again in switch 2. Now I have to go to switch 3 then, right? Switch 3 should be the root for VLAN 20. So spanning tree VLAN 20 root primary. Done? Done. Now, since there are no HRs on switch 3, please block unnecessary traffic from HR VLAN from crossing to switch 3 from other switches. So, I have to go to this switch and block HR traffic. Okay, so I'll go to this switch. Can I work in the port channel? Let me check. Interface, port channel. Now I should be knowing. Do show three and 4 is port channel 3, right? So interface port channel 3. Now switch port trunk allowed VLAN except HR VLAN, right? VLAN 10. Okay. Similarly, I'll have to go here and I'll have to cross verify what is the port channel number. These numbers are 7 and 8. 7 and 8 are the members of port channel 2. So I'll go to interface port channel 2 and switch port trunk. What is that? Allowed VLAN except 10. Done? Done. So let me confirm. given the VLANs, I have input interfaces under VLANs, management VLANs, I have done it. I have made various switches as routes for different VLANs. I have stopped HR VLAN traffic on switch 1 and switch 2. I have created Ether channels according to the question. I have implemented port security wherever it is required, right? Yes, telnet user ID passwords, enable mode passwords, unnecessary ports are blocked, port fast had been implemented, and I can go for inter-VLAN routing now. I'll go to this router. This 0/0.1 I am putting it for the management VLAN gateway. IP address 172.16.100.1 255.255.255.240. Okay. We have to say what? Encapsulation. Encapsulation .1Q. Done. I'll go to 0/0.10. Encapsulation .1Q 10. And now I have to go back here. For VLAN 10, 10 is HR. This is the network. So if 100.64 is the network address, 65 will be the default gateway. So IP address 192.168.100.65 255.255.255.240. $20 and IP address, it is for sales. Sales is this. So 192.168.100.0 255.255.255.190. Oh yes, correct. IP address 192.168.100.81, right? Yes. 255.255.255.248. Let me just ping some random IP addresses, or at least to the switches, and check. I'll ping to 190 16.100.2. And I'm not getting a ping. Pardon? Which port? Yes. Yes. So this interface should be trunk, and is it still shut down? I should not be able to work it if it is shut down. Subinterfaces. Show IP interface brief. It is up. Status is down. I will not be able to create subinterfaces if the main interface is down. Okay, so I have to go to this interface and I have to enable this interface. By default, all the interfaces were down, like, right? So I'll go to the configuration mode. I'll go to interface fast Ethernet 0/8 if I am not wrong. Yes. I'll say switch port mode trunk and I'll say no shutdown. Give it a couple of seconds more. Okay. And I'm getting the ping. Okay. Okay, now let me go from some random PC and tries to telnet or ping to the switches. Okay, they have got the IP addresses. It's okay. Okay, although they have already got the IP addresses through DHCP probably, I will configure the DHCP. Okay, I'll go to the configuration mode. I'll go to IPD. Before that, I'll say do show IP interface brief. Okay, it will help me in the DHCP configuration. IP DHCP pull, let's say HR. Okay, and network for HR, right? It will be 192.168.100.64 255.255.255.240. And the default router is 192.168.100.65. Let's say the DNS server is 4.2.2.2. Done. Exit out. IP DHCP. There will be IP DHCP excluded address. That's why you need to give excluded address first. Okay, let me exclude only the default gateways. 192.168.100.65. I will just exclude other people also. 100.1 from the other VLAN and 100.81. IP DHCP pull sales network 192.168.100.0 255.255.255.192. Default router is 192.168.100.1. DNS server is, let them use the same one, 4.2.2.2, and exit out. IP DHCP pull IT network 192.168.100.80 255.255.255.248, right? Default router is 192.168.100.81 and DNS server is 4.2.2.2. Over. Correct? Now of course I will not ask for DHCP request from the PCs because already some IP addresses are there from the previous configuration and it will become a security violation. Of course they are going to get the same IP address only mostly, but this is done. Okay, let me go to some PC. HRPC, and let's say I want to ping to 172.16.100.2. I didn't get any reply. So this is a HRTC. Let's say 192.168.100.65 is its default gateway. He is not able to get into his default gateway. What is his IP address? Right. Okay. It will take a couple of seconds to, I have to stop the port securities and I have to tell them to get the IP addresses. Okay. I understand. So this is the disadvantage of copying from somebody else. So it was a different IT for her. So what I will do is, I'll go to the configuration mode. Okay, he is getting 67 now. Okay, this is okay. He is a sales guy. He should get 100.3, fine. And he's an IT guy. He should get after 80. Yes, that's fine. Here you have 0/1 and 0/. I'll put the port security back. I'll go to the configuration mode. I'll take interface, range, fast Ethernet, 0/5 space hyphen space 7. Because on all the three interfaces 5, 6, 7. Okay. Switch port. Port security, switch port, port security, MAC address, sticky, switch port, port security, maximum 1, switch port, port security, violation, shutdown. Fine. Let me just check once. He's getting a ping from his default gateway, so it's fine. And he's getting a ping from the switches also. That's fine. So I will disable port security here. Let them get the IP addresses and enable port security again. It is 0/1 and 2. I'll go to the configuration mode. I'll go to interface, range, fast Ethernet, 0/1 space hyphen space 2. I'll say no, switch port, port security. Switch port, port security, MAC address sticky, maximum 1, violation, shutdown. It is 456. I'll go to the configuration mode, interface, range, fast Ethernet, 0/5. Is 567? No, it is 456, right? 0/4 space hyphen space 6. No, switch port, port security. I'll go back and ask them to get the IP addresses. I don't know, maybe it is, they might get the same one or different one, but I didn't want to take the risk. Fine. And then I will re-enable the port security. Switch port, port security. Switch port, port security, MAC address sticky. Switch port, port security, maximum 1. Switch port, port security, violation, shutdown. Okay. Now, let's say, just try a random thing, and I'll say telnet to 172.16.100.3. I'm able to telnet, right? What's the next step? Only IT department should have telnet access to the management switches. Only IT department should have access to the management switches. Now, any other department, when they are having access, ping or telnet, they are, it goes to the router, come out of their respective sub interfaces, then enter management VLAN sub interface, and they go. So I have to put an access list on that particular sub interface, which is the default gateway. Okay, so I am thinking that I will put this on the interface fast Ethernet 0/0.1. There I will put an access list, and I will put an access list in. That means when the packet is coming back. Okay, let's do that. I'll go to the configuration mode. I'll create a extended access list, IP access list extended, let me say management access. Okay, and then I'll say permit. What do you want to permit? I want to permit the TCP packets. The source IP address will be the management network. So 172.16.100.0, I can say 0.0.0.3. This will include 0, 1, 2, 3, but no, then there is a IP switch with 100.4 also, right? So I will not say 3, I will say 7. Okay, this is the source, and the source port number. Whenever you are telnetting to the switch is replying, switch is sending with a port number of 23, right? And what will be the destination address? Whom to permit? Only the IT department. So IT department is 192.168.100.80, right? And their subnet mask was 255.258.248 subnet mask. So wildcards will be 0.0.0.7. 255 minus 248 will be 7, right? 7. And you don't know what port number they are going to take. Correct or not? Yes. Sorry, it will be equivalent to 23, right? Correct? And I not only want to give only telnet access, I will give him ICMP, ping also, ping access also. So I'll say permit ICMP. It will be 172.16.100.0, 0.0.0.7 and 192.168.100.80, and it will be echo reply. Wildcard mask 0.0.0.7 echo reply. Anybody has any doubt here? Anybody has any doubt? No? Yes? No. Okay, fine. So exit out and you need to implement it. I'll go to interface fast Ethernet 0/0.1. I'll say IP access group. I have to name it, right? What is the name? I'll just copy paste. I don't want to make mistake. And it will be in. Right? Let us go and check. Let us see from the HRPC. Here earlier he was able to ping, but now it should come as request timeout. It will not come as destination host not reachable by the router, because router is allowing it while going. The reply packet is stopping, right? So it will be request timeout. But if you go to a IT guy and if you ask him to ping, it is 172.16.100.2. You are getting a reply. So telnet also will be possible. Any doubt here?
ICMP packets will permitted for the IT guys.
Pardon?
ICMP. It's only permitted for IT.
Yes. What the HR will do by pinging to the switch? He should not have any access. Are you getting my point? Whether it's a HR guy or he will say I need internet access, I need HR guy, or if he's a let's say a software guy, he needs access to the application servers, he needs access to that one, but that's not the ping access he wants. He needs to access it because he may have to import some file, he has to run some application, right? But he doesn't need ping access. Ping is a management traffic. Ping, you want to see whether you are able to reach that server or not. That IT department, that's all. HR or sales will have no work with the switch. Correct or not? They don't have any work with the switch, so I'm not giving him any access. Clear? Okay. So this part is over now. Now I have to concentrate on the routing part, right? So now I will concentrate on this part, on EIGRP routing. Fine. So I have to enable this interface. This I will put 10.0.0.1/30. So this is 0/1. Okay. Configure terminal. Interface fast Ethernet 0/1. No shutdown. IP address 10.0.0.1 255.255.255.252. I can finish off the EIGRP on this router and I'll go there. Okay, so I'll say router EIGRP, let's say 100, no auto summary, network 10.0.0.1 0.0.0.0, okay, and do show IP interface brief and network you don't have to give that switch because there is no IT guy there, right? So that router need not know how to reach the switch. Does it require? There is no IT guy there. So that R2 need not know how to reach the switches. Not required. I will not include that network. I'll just include 192.168. So I can include it in one network, 192.168.100.0. That's all, right? Network 192.168.100.0. That's all. Okay. Now here it's over. I'll go to R2. R2 it is on 0/1. Host name R2, interface fast Ethernet 0/1, no shutdown, IP address 10.0.0.2 255.255.255.252. Exit out. Router EIGRP 100. Network 10.0.0.2 0.0.0.0. No auto summary. No auto summary. Let me check. Show IP route. I can see all these EIGRP networks now. Correct? Correct. Now I will give IP address on this interface. I'll go to the configuration mode. I'll go to interface serial 0/3/0. No shutdown. IP address 11.0.0.5 255.255.255.240. Okay, I'll just ping to 11.0.0.8, the service provider's interface I am pinging. It is here. It's already been configured. Okay. Here nothing is there. Only IP address is here, and here the test IP address is there. Let me say loopback address. But I am not getting any ping. Link is down. Did I put no shutdown here? I have given no shutdown, but let me check here. Okay, I'll go to the configuration mode. Interface serial 0/3/0, and I'll say no shutdown, and nothing else is here. I'm getting the ping.
Sir, no IP address.
Yes, we should give IP address. It is service provider, na? Those people are given it. Already given. Otherwise, how will I ping? Right? But there is a IP address in the internet in the form of 15.0.0.1, right? Let me try to ping from this router. Ping 15.0.0.1. I don't know how to send the packet there, right? And that will happen to every network I try to go, whether it's Facebook, Gmail, Gtalk, or anybody else. So to the service provider side, I will give a default route. IP route 0.0.0.0, 0.0.0.0. I'll say serial 0/3/0. And now if I try to ping, I'm getting a reply because show IP route. Clear? But the thing is, of course, I will have to do NAT here, right? I will have to do NAT here. So let me configure NAT. For that, I'll go to the configuration mode. I'll go to interface serial 0/3/0. I'll say IP NAT out. That is my internet site, right? And my 0/1 is NAT in. So I'll go to fast Ethernet 0/1 and I'll say IP NAT in. Done? Done. Now to make the configuration simple, what did I tell you? I told that, allow everybody inside your network. Okay? So you create an access list which will allow everybody. So I'll just create an access list, IP access list. I'll say standard and I'll say NAT access. I'll say permit any. Correct? Correct. Exit out. And I have to create a pool, right? IP NAT pool, and I'll say public address. And what are the public addresses I have? I don't know. Where is my... Huh? You cannot have 15 as the public address. It should be in the 11 range, right? So 11.5 to 11.8. No, 7. 5, 6, 7, right? Yes, 5, 6, 7. So the starting address is 11.0.0.5. The last address is 11.0.0.7, and the net mask is 255.255.255.240, right? This is done, and lastly I have to write the net command. IP net inside source I do have a pool. No, inside source I do have a list. The name of the list is NAT access, and I am giving a pool. The name of the pool is public address, and please overload. Done. It's clear? Now try to understand one thing. This router knows. Everybody try to concentrate on this, what I am trying to say now. This router knows that anytime I have to send a packet to anybody in the internet, I need to forward it on this link. That's very good because I have created a default gateway. But how will this router know? How will this router know that anytime they have to send a packet to internet, they have to send it to this router? Are you getting my point? How will this router know, or all the subsequent routers? You have so many other routers which are running EIGRP. How will those routers know that for internet is on that side? Are you getting my point what I am saying? So there is a special provision in EIGRP. You have the default route here, right? You have the default route here, show IP route. You have this default route, it is coming as you know, this one. Okay, I want this default route to be propagated to the other routers through EIGRP, to be propagated to the other routers through EIGRP. But before that, I would like to see the routing table of R1. Show IP route. Two things you should notice. One is gateway of last resort is not set. Okay, and there is no default route which suggests that I should go to R2 to get into internet. Now I'll go back to this router, and what I will do, I'll go to the configuration mode. I'll go to router EIGRP 100, and I will say network 0.0.0.0. Okay? Can you see in R1 the default route has propagated? And it is telling that, can you see the last default? It is telling that to reach to network 0.0.0.0, you need to go to 10.0.0.2. That is the last resort. And what will happen if you have multiple routers? This router will propagate it to him, and for that router to reach to this network, it will be the second router. It will be pointing to the second router. Okay, the fourth router will be pointing to the third router. So this is the special property of EIGRP which is not available in other routers. That means if you have a static routing, you can static default route, that route can be propagated through EIGRP. Although 0.0.0.0 network is not there in the. Are you getting my point? But we are doing that. Now what will happen is, ping 15.0.0.1, and I'm getting a reply. If you go to this router, if you say show access list, NAT is permitting it, sorry, access list is permitting it, and show IP NAT translations, you can see that your private IP address is getting translated to public address. But for that, the packet has to reach here. For that, this router has to send it on this side. The router should know that 15 or any other network is this side. That's why he has propagated the default route on this router. Is this clear? So if you have any doubt, please ask me.